TV, great to have you with us for a Wednesday night, middle of the week as we gear up for round 12 and the run to the finals, the back end of the season. Looking forward to it. Steve Chalmers, Craig Freeman with me tonight, and we are doing something a little bit differently, Steve. We like to be different on a Wednesday night. You can usually be different most nights of the week, but Wednesday night we come together and we are talking tonight about the most underrated, versatile. We're doing the most versatile players tonight. Most underrated is next week. Most versatile. I haven't been to a production meeting in 9 years. The most versatile players in the Big V, correct?
Correct. We're now starting to compile some lists, as you mentioned on the run home.
Yes.
So something a little bit different in the back half of the season. We're going to just take a look at season 2018 thus far and highlight some key players, not just the biggest and the best, but as you've mentioned and already provided a spoiler for the coming
next
week,
week,
the most underrated.
When are we doing
tonight,
the biggest party animals? When's that? Is that a few weeks down the track?
That's in round 35.
Right, okay,
I think.
Fantastic.
But tonight,
Big V Awards night, that's the special, isn't it?
That's where they come
most
from. Most
versatile players, men and women. We've had a discussion, we've picked out a few. There's no strict limit in terms of what division you play or where you come from, but 5 males and 5 females, I believe we've sorted out.
Are we sure Justin hasn't written the list for underrated?
No, you guys were in the meeting. I wasn't there, but I have been able to add an all-time. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Are we doing that?
Well, you've only made it because you've just stamped your foot down.
It's the only players he remembers.
So I've gone all-time most versatile over the last, how long have I been around for? Too long, but I've just added a little touch to it at the end. Okay, so
right.
All right, so here we go. So this is our top 5 in no particular order, Steve. Is that right?
Well, correct.
Okay, all right. No particular order. Top 5 right now this season. Most versatile players. Women. There it is up on screen. Take us through it. Off we go.
Well, number 1, obviously without
no particular
order. Chelsea Burns.
Yes, I like this.
Sunbury has been able to do it mostly on the defensive end and guards a vast array of opponents throughout her career. Currently in season 2018, averaging the 6.3 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, nearly just over 4.5 assists. So does it all on the offensive end, but better known as a defender.
Can guard. She can go to a tall player, no problems whatsoever. Very, very physical, very smart, incredibly smart player. Had a milestone before the break. Chelsea Burns would be one of the first picked in any team for me.
Yeah, one of the strongest players going around in state champ women as well. And Steve touched on her offense. We all know how great she is on defense, but she also knows what gaps to fill on offense whenever Sunbury need her to.
We've also gone with a young rising star, Shelley.
Well, she plays the point for Southern Peninsula, but certainly a vast array of moves she has. She can play all the way through 1 through 3, in my opinion, and can do it at an elite level as well.
And I reckon if there's a mismatch, she'll take you inside as well.
Yeah, she's got great size.
Ability.
Great size for a point guard. I think she played a lot of the 2 and some 3 when she was at the COE. She just has the size and knows how to play at different positions around the floor.
Versatile at both ends of the floor as well, Craig.
Yeah, great defender and great shooter, great with the ball inside too.
Player having a wonderful season is Amy Wormold down at Warrnambool. We probably know Amy most for her prowess around the basket, but believe me, she's more than handy when the ball goes into her hands. She doesn't mind bringing it up if she ever gets the chance. She's an incredible mismatch if you wanted to swing things around totally and put the ball in her hands. She's having a wonderful season, as I said, but very, very versatile.
I think she's even been shooting some jumpers this year, shooting it well from 3. I'm pretty sure Steve has the stats in front of him, but has been brilliant for Wormold again. She can do whatever they need and does it highest level in the league, pretty much.
She's been a great player for the Mermaids over many, many years, but she is currently in the form
career
of her
best
career.
form.
Yeah, and look, she was a great player at Geelong as well when she played up there, but she is very, very versatile.
13 triples this season, to just back up Craig's point. And you mentioned she likes to handle the ball, just grab a rebound, looks for an outlet pass, may not be there, just push the ball herself and can certainly open up that fast break opportunity.
So that's 3 on the list. Of course, we had the list up there on screen. Next
player we have on our list is Rebecca Ott
the Otter
from the Knox Raiders, currently playing state champ women. Just a variety of moves, doesn't she?
And let's not forget, it wasn't that long ago she was playing in a WNBL Grand Final series. So she's definitely expanded her versatility. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I think a few years ago maybe she was a little more limited when she was putting the ball on the floor and creating for others, but she's really added that to her game over the last few years. Can probably guard 1 through 4. Great size, good athleticism.
Yeah, absolutely should be on that list. And last but not least, on our top 5, no particular order, versatile players in the women's competition in the Big V this season. And she has been for a long time, to be honest with you. But it can play 1 through 4, is absolutely a mismatch if she takes you inside, is adept at defending any position, to be honest. Very, very strong, and a good turnaround shooter, obviously, T. Hood.
Yeah, she's, as you said, very strong. Can guard 1 through 4, moves her feet really well. Can probably even guard some 5s in the league and not be overshadowed. I think she can really do it all. She's a good ball handler too for her size, and I think no matter what you need her to do, on both ends of the floor, she can probably get it done.
Steve-O?
You speak about versatility too, Sonali Hood. Just the way she's adapted, coming from Latrobe City into that KC lineup, really adapted and found her role in that team as well.
Yeah, no doubt about
and
it.
There's been games where she hasn't had to score as much too, which shows her versatility. She can fill in other ways.
So there's our 5. Now, I've been given the wonderful task of an all-time...
Self-given?
Well, it's self-given. I'm going over the last 16 years or thereabouts. I actually have a little bit of trouble pronouncing her last name because, of course, here's the name here. This is my all-time in the women's competitions. Shazza played her 350th a couple of weeks ago. Great to see her back out on court. Of course, I know her for most of the time over that span as Sharon Grieve, but it's Sharon Plichter. Did I get that right?
I thought you were going a little bit Craig on us by putting the name up on screen without having to pronounce it.
Well, sorry about that. I've seen Sharon play the 1. Lights out, 2, 3 on the wings, go into the 4, play the 5 at times. I mean, she's just such a versatile player. Of course, a lot of people across the Big V now are seeing her in the back end of her career. But I go through that first couple of 100 games and she was a star of this competition, a true leader, and her ability to mix and match at both ends of the floor, incredible. So she's my all-time. No doubt there's plenty of others that could be up there in lights, but for 350 games in the Big V, there's not too many of us that get to 350 games, by the way, Steve-O.
No, you've made great mention of that.
Did you just say
or some people.
The last number of
But
weeks.
anyway, just moving right along, she's my all-time. There you go.
Nice work.
Okay, all right, well, let's go to the men. Here we go. Take us through it.
Well, there they are up on screen now, our 5 most versatile players
This
of
season.
2018.
Yeah, this season, that's right.
We start off with Corey Standifer from the Chelsea Gulls.
No arguments.
Is basically
No
the Gulls'
arguments.
point forward over the last number of years.
He lists himself as a point guard. I'm pretty sure when you choose your position, he lists himself as a guard, and he's probably the size of most power forwards in the league.
I've seen him in games, dead set, bring the ball down the floor and pass it to himself in the post. He is the complete package, no doubt. No arguments, Steve.
Hands down.
And a man who can guard 1 through 5 as well.
No problems.
Number 2?
Yes, well, no particular order.
Well, number 2 is actually a 2-in-1.
Yes, I
because
like this.
we head out to Blackburn and we knuckle down on the Truella brothers, both Brendan and Jack.
Thoroughly deserved.
Just not just as a tandem, but also individually, can do it at both ends at a number of levels, and we've seen it throughout the last number of years.
Their ability to change up these two guys is quite incredible, especially Jackie Boy defensively.
Yes.
I mean, he can take any player. Absolutely. But Brennan doing a lot of the ball carrying right now for Blackburn in state champ men. The Blackburn Vikings basketball program is indebted to these two guys. What they've done for this program over the last 8 to 10 years is quite remarkable, and they're still going around, still doing a wonderful job, still playing an incredibly high level. And the Truella brothers absolutely deserve to be on that list this season.
And I'm glad you mentioned that too, because it's going to be set to continue for years to come.
Hope so. Like this next one, we've already seen the list, but head out to Kilsyth.
Yeah, that's a VYC man, and Jordan Adnamago's got great size for VYC. Can guard 1 through 4, handles the ball for them, good rebounder, can score whenever they need him to. Just a walking 25 and 10.
Now, there's obviously another player at Kilsyth we haven't mentioned, so we've just put a wedge between them once again, Steve-O.
A little bit smaller.
A little bit
that's
smaller,
why I
yes.
think
One of your favourite players, Steve.
Yes, out at Nunawading, Remo Simankavicius. Obviously, just returned back from some college duties over the last number of weeks. But you look back over the last couple of years, and that grand final series last year against Kilsyth.
You still talk about that today.
It was an excellent series.
Yes,
certainly two teams going toe-to-toe. And Jordan Adnam was obviously a major part of that, taking
MVP,
home finals MVP.
Mm-hmm.
But Simankavicius and Adnam going toe-to-toe, head-to-head, in fact. But at various times of that series, they were guarding ones, they were guarding fives. Even in mismatches, they weren't phased. And it's great to see those two guys make this list.
Now, the fifth guy on our list, or the sixth, because we've got the Torella brothers, of course. Not a lot of people would know this young man out there at Collingwood, but you're very high on this selection.
Well,
Steve.
yeah, this one probably is the most surprising of the 10, you could say, but certainly Johnny Lynn.
11.
11. He's got Torella brothers,
yeah,
of course.
11. But Johnny Lynn's doing a fantastic job out there at Collingwood for the All-Stars. Has the size to guard most forwards, but can certainly take it down a notch and keep up with the pace of those guards.
You were very
opposition.
You were very high on this too, Craig.
Yeah, well, when Manny Hendrick isn't handling the ball out there, he's their backup point guard. The guy who starts the games off guarding their power forwards ends up being their point guard for half the game. Pretty much whoever the best offensive player is, he'll guard on the other team. I know that he wasn't there when they played Chelsea, and there was a big letdown because they thought he's the perfect man to guard Corey because he's mobile enough to guard him on the perimeter and has the size to guard fours as well.
So there you go, versatile stand-urfer, the Torella brothers, Jordan Adnam, Remo and Johnny Lind. Now, I've been tasked with the all-time most versatile player.
Can you stop saying you've been tasked? You've decided
Well,
to.
I've decided that I need to do this. The all-time most versatile player in Big V men's basketball, and I only went to one. There was no long list, there was no short list, Steve-O. There was only, they weren't even on the list. There was only one player that made my list, and that's him on screen right there.
It's a really fantastic selection.
Absolute star. For Shaun Weaver, anyone that's watched this guy play, I think he's about 73 these days. But V...
So 5 years younger than you.
5 years younger than me. V and I have got the same seniors card. Anyone that's watched Vashon play over the last decade plus, 15 years, this guy, incredible. Absolute superstar of the competition, and his ability to play all positions, just incredible.
Still running around in season 2018, doing a fantastic job, despite the team not succeeding as well in years past at the Latrobe City Energy, I'm talking about, but still going around and doing a fantastic job at that.
Beautiful family, Carmen and the 3 kids, and I tell you now, there will not be one single person, anywhere across the Big V that will disagree with Shaun Weaver being my all-time most versatile player in the competition. Not one.
I'm sure
Just won't happen.
I'm sure there may be someone watching this show.
No, it won't happen. And if they do, they're never allowed to watch the show again, Steve.
Wow.
They're off. They're done.
Email complaints to Justin at thebigboffice.com.
Yeah, try that email address and see how you go. Hey, great show. Really like doing that. Next week we're going to do the most underrated players.
Are we?
For season 2018, and I'm going to do the all-time most underrated men and male and female player as well. Okay, can I do that?
That's the best input you've had to production this season.
Great. What's coming up tomorrow night?
Well, you should probably take the reins at that. If you want to do next week, why don't you do tomorrow night?
5:30 tomorrow night, Big V TV, round 12. Not too far away, gentlemen. Looking forward to it. We'll be back at the desk tomorrow night. See you then.